We are live on Shaggy TV for a little Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Late Models action here in Florida. We're at the Volusia Speedway. Week number 1 getting set to roll here as drivers still sitting on pit road, but I had to estimate we're right around 20 drivers right now, maybe a little over. In the mid-20s. Tough to tell until they pull out on the racetrack and start giving me some times to throw up on the board. But a bunch of guys I'm not too familiar with, and well, I guess I should have introduced myself to the viewers who don't know. I'm Zach Chapman here with Shaggy TV. I don't think I said that. I'm little spacey tonight here. Was uploading a lot of videos, doing this, doing that. Definitely ready to hear the sound of the motors roll and get some racing inside. We got our scooter fans out there rooting for the 44. That's Chris Thibodeau. Let's see here. Is he... Can we get a view of the race car? Is he on pit road? There is the 44. Old scooter. Let's see here, actually. This is maybe the time to do this here while they're sitting. So Brandon Geiswhite, he's going to be the number 9. Looks like an 18 to me, but hey, we'll just, maybe there's a divided by 2 sign. Just can't see on that thing. Who else we got? Michael Farmer sitting at the front of pit road there in the 98 out of Monroe, Georgia. Daryl Bass in the 90. I believe we got 2 cars sitting inside of there, sitting inside of each other, maybe trying to make a new late model there as we see the 63 machine pop up. Clifford Driscoll out of Jensen Beach, Florida. I don't know my my whole country map that well. I'm up here in Pennsylvania, but hey, Jensen Beach, maybe it's close to Volusia, maybe it's just a real quick load up and head on up to the racetrack. We got Dustin Turnage there in the 1 machine. Who else we got playing around out here? I think we had Calvin in the 08. In the 316, maybe that other car. No, he's in his own little room. Nobody in this one out. Go back over here. Do we have anybody sitting on pit road in this session? Michael Elledge, possibly? I'm going to pretend that's a 25 here tonight. It looks like a double deuce to me. And that CSS machine, I believe. I can't even zoom in on that, I don't think, here. Do I have a camera close enough to that? No. That's, of course, going to be inside the car. Nothing on the deck lid. Who do we have out there rolling around? The real double, or supposed to be the double deuce, looks like the CJ1 of Charlie Jude. Let's see, we got somebody deciding, hey, time to sling some clay here at Volusia. I'm glad they are because, well, perfect time. I had to play with my sound a little bit. Got my cameras adjusted real low here. You guys some sound. That's maybe a little too loud as he rolls on by, trying to find the sweet spot here. Is Charlie, well, out here doing the Lord's work, and everybody else rolling out on the racetrack as well. Brandon Geiswhite putting in a lap currently, P3. The 2-3 of Willie Cuddy. Currently quick time here in the early stages. Let's take a look at this thing. Rolls into 3 and 4. Got 2 buzzing behind him. I thought one of those were Tyler Knopf. No? Not Tyler Welch either. Let's see. Peyton Anderson, one of the ones playing. And then we got the 34. That's going to be Brandon Gibbs in front of him. I dig that paint job for the 34. Good looking ride here. Let's post up. Oh, somebody going to loop it around. Will still at the top of the charts here. Not too sure how long we'll run warm-ups, if they'll beat up the track to their standards and then decide to go. Gary Offit rolling around, and, well, it says he's supposed to be the 33, but when I saw this name, I had to double-check. I call another league, or truthfully, a couple leagues that Gary's in, and it would have been confusing to me to see him in the 33. I'm going to call him the 94 very easily. That's just going to roll right off my tongue. Let's see. Other drivers I haven't dealt with. Can we hop over? Oh, man, he's supposed to be number 21. That's the easiest nickname in the world, you know. Robert Andring here. That would have been an easy blackjack, but instead rolls around in the double 3 here. The Grizzly Machine. Looking green. I guess he's a wintergreen guy. Could be a little blue on there, maybe the mint, but I'm guessing with the green, he's going to roll wintergreen, or maybe it's all silver and the man's rolling fine cut. No, of course not. Can't see that. Cheat. We're going an unrealistic camera. No. Yeah, no, there's green in there. That's Grizzly Wintergreen. For sure. Casey Childers here in the 92. I'm going to say Childers, unless somebody wants to correct me and say Childers. Childers sounds way better, and the 92 machine decides they need a little break and a pull in the infield. Greg Parmalee, he's got that 4 up inside the top 10, currently P7. That orange machine, man, ready to do some rifle hunting out here. That thing, you don't want to make a mistake in that, Greg, or, you know, you stand out. That's why I like to run my black cars. I mean, sometimes you can get a little extravagant. You know, you got to have some fun, but you don't want to make yourself stick out there if you're making mistakes. It was never my strategy. Pretty familiar with this man here in the 32, as it looks like possibly blinking a little bit. The Ant-Man here rolling around below Michael Elledge. Supposed to be that number 25. That's... These guys, I promise I'm going to get better, but unless they go out right away next week, I'm just telling you the truth, and get their paint jobs to match their numbers, I'm going to struggle a little bit. If you do hit that subscribe button here on the YouTube or the Facebook, I do a lot of dirt broadcasting, and it's tough to pay attention. And this is another guy I'm familiar with, and I know him as the 444, even though there's only one 4 on that machine. And well, last night I talked to him 3 times. Went 3 for 3 on the podium in another league I do. And Scott Rayome. He's not going to be up top on this warm-up chart. He came out on the track way later than everybody else. But expect this. It's supposed to be 26. We'll call him the 444 probably. Expect him to be a competitor as we roll into the end of this thing. I will be very surprised if he can't pull it off. Let's see here. D's, I'm guessing is how I pronounce this thing. Price is easy. Might roll with the DP here. I mean, that's a pretty funny nickname, I think. And all adults here should be able to handle that. But DP gonna roll around in the 117. There he bounces the right rear off the wall. Mike decides didn't like that. He's going to blink a little bit. We'll hop back to the 08 of Calvin Herring. Tried to switch to Daryl there real quick before the cameras would snap. Sorry about that quick headache. I missed it. But Daryl Bass, it's a good looking 90 machine. Didn't get to take a good look at that on the pit road earlier, as he was merged inside of the other car. But good looking paint there. Mark Gifford, and it's supposed to be the 11 machine. That looks like a 14 to me. Current QuickTime driver Brandon Geisweit back out on the racetrack. Doing the 98 of, I believe that's Michael Farmer. It is. Battling a little bit, having some fun, getting the elbows out. Michael gets into him a little bit. Let's watch him duke it out here. Brandon trying to, or Michael, excuse me, trying to make a lane up there. Just not there yet. Drivers like him taking that extra effort here to run the track in, that will expand it early on. It's not fun to go out there and be slow and warm ups, watch guys whipping around you. But you're, like I say, man, you're doing the Lord's work. You're widening that racetrack. It's going to make the feature that much more exciting. And Scooter doing his little piece here, rolling around in the 44, scooting his way around that high side. Chris Thibodeau hasn't won a race yet that I've called, but man, Scooter always up towards that top 5 come the night's end. And anxious to see what the 44 machine can do in a pro late model. Back over here. Let's find another room. Let's see what's going on. Who do we have out here? Well, not a lot of people. We got Sean Grimes Jr. Currently, that's who we're looking at. He's out there running around. The 33 there, Andring, he's going to pull off. And Cuddy, well, he's running around not too far behind Sean Grimes Jr. He's currently P2 on the timing charts. Still a little over 9 minutes to go here. And warm-ups, like I say, this is night 1 here. They could hit me with a surprise and advance it while I'm talking. We could be sitting here for the rest of the 9 minutes. And like I say, that allows some other drivers to swing their way on in. Widen out this track even further is Earl Clements. Look like a 24 to me, looking like a 75. And in that top shelf early on. Let's see. So we can look here. We'll show on the leaderboard there their best time, what it is, and now we'll show their last time. Some of these drivers out here running around. I mean, over a second and a half. So the racetrack, it's really lost some speed here. Not too sure if we'll get a track reset. I don't anticipate it. Let's see. Find our mouse. We can click on iRacing here. Other sessions carry over from previous sessions, so yeah, no track reset. That's the way it should be as far as I'm concerned. Run what you brung, and well, I told you, I didn't know what was going to happen. They could advance while I was talking. That's exactly what happens. Checkered flag waves, and we're going to get ready to go into qualifying here for the Outlaw Dirt Series Pro late models at the Volusia Speedway. We'll see who pulls out on the racetrack first. They'll get the luxury of being highlighted here, lap number 1, and Well, it looks like it's going to be the 94. Excuse me. Like I said, I told you I was going to do it. The 33 of Gary Offit. Rolling around, takes the green flag, lap number 1 underway. Gary looking to be smooth here. That's what it's all about. You want to be able to pick up that throttle as early as you can. Keep it straight and just let it roll out of the corners. What's it look like here? Lap number 1, Gary Offit. Quick time for now, but that didn't last long. Here comes Travis Creech in the 75 machine. 15.67 is good lap for the 75. Can he improve as we watch him come out of 4? Not gonna find it. Let's go find, where is Calvin Herring? He's coming around. He was quick time, but not for long. Tyler Bass, purple sector 2, and the Bass man here hooking it up early, top of the charts. There's still a couple drivers yet to even set foot on the track, and here's one you got to keep an eye on. DJ Dalton DeWert, or Dylan DeWert, excuse me. Oh wait, no, this is Dalton. This is DJ's brother, excuse me. This isn't Dylan, this is Dalton. My apologies, Dalton, rolling around in the 82. I saw that black scheme, you know, I assume your brother there with the DJ Sim Shop. Good qualifying effort. P20 so far. Scooter rolling around. He's currently P12. Not able to crack his way inside the top 10. Brandon Gibbs just edges his way in. And the Ant-Man Anthony Morano parks it inside the top 5. Couple drivers yet to qualify. Here's one of them on the racetrack. Oh, looks like JP gets into the outside wall. Gonna have to scrap that. Try to do a little redo here in the 06. Now what this means is, he already started lap number 1. So getting that green flag, he's got one shot. This is gonna be lap 2. What can the 06 do? He's got one more try to nail it. Green in sector 1. What's it look like in 3 and 4? Fought a tight race car in the center off, but his time. JP. Man, iRacing didn't like that. Maybe he kissed the outside wall. Not too sure, but not going to get credit for a lap here at the Volusia Speedway as we get ready to roll into heat race number 1. Now, I'm going to cheat, pull this up. Yeah, I was told 2 make it to each feature, but it's looking like 4 according to iRacing. I don't want to lie to you here. We'll see. We'll play it by ear. Find out together as we take a look at the starting lineup for heat race number 1. Instead of row number 5, the 06 of JP Shed. Row number 4 to the outside, the double deuce of Charlie Jude, and to his inside, the 3 of Tyler Welch. Row number 3 to the outside, the 92 of Casey Childers, and to his inside, the 11 of Mark Gifford. Row number 2 on the top shelf, the 4 of Greg Parmalee, and to his inside, the 23 of Willie Cuddy. Row number 1 for heat race number 1 to the outside, the 32 of the Ant-Man Anthony Morano, and to his inside, the pole sitter of the 90, Daryl Bass. Does the Bass man have enough rod to pull back the rest of the field, or is the Ant-Man going to find some grip on the outside here in 1 and 2? Lap 1 going to be oh so important here at the Volusia Speedway. You really want to get out front, set the pace. Not going to be easy to do here. You got to be on it, and if you're the Bass man out front, you're going to roll around one more time. Is the pace truck going to stay on the racetrack? Give these drivers some time to think about what they've done and give them one more chance to go at it. Well, that was really quiet. So what we're going to do is here, sorry about the non-professionalism. But where is mic gain? There we go. We want to turn up this camera a little bit. That's unbelievable. Can't live all night like that. Here is Daryl Bass rolls into 3 and 4 for the final time. The pace truck's going to get set to pull off as the Bass man drops the hammer, and we've got 10 laps to play at Volusia Speedway. Winner starts on the front row for tonight's feature here in Volusia. Good run for Daryl. Slide up, shut the door on the Ant-Man as he looks down low. He sees Cuddy to his inside, contact behind. Greg Parmalee now on the outside wall. He goes around on the front stretch. No caution as we roll on. Anthony able to hold off P2 for now, but Will looking low. Can he find a run? I give him the jinx, gets into the inside wall, and now Anthony Morano's got a chance to go sink the leader here. Can he sink his fangs into that lead, or the Bassman just going to be too quick? It looks like that might be the case. Let's see here. Let's roll out. We're going to go to Anthony just for business purposes. We'll take a look at these lap times. The Bassman, clearly the quickest driver on the racetrack. 2 to 3 tenths faster than the rest of the field on average. What does he do this time? Anthony's a little closer, and actually, well, Will, he's the quickest man on the racetrack out of the top 3. Can he find a way to put the pressure on the Ant-Man? Cross flags halfway home for your leader, Daryl Bass. Tyler Welch, he's slotted into 6th. These 2 spots out of the good, along with Casey Childers. You're looking at the final transfer man, Mark Gifford, in that 14 painted late model. Got a good, I'd say, 6 car lengths, between him and Welch, but just makes a little mistake. Childers, and makes a little mistake. Childers able to gnaw at that gap a little bit, but go off the nose, running out of time. Only 3 laps to go. You're looking at the top 4 that are going to transfer straight into tonight's feature. 2 to go for the Bassman. Can Daryl hold on? As we pop up the gaps, my apologies, we had the lap times up. I get so zoomed out on the racing. You see, pretty well spaced out. Very even through the field here as the white flag flies. One more trip around. Anthony reeling him in a little bit, but man, too little, too late. And the Bassman throws it into 3 and 4 for the final time. The checkered flag waves, and Daryl Bass going to start on the pole for tonight's feature. Anthony Morano, Will Cuddy, and Mark Gifford punch their ticket. Casey Childers, Tyler Welch, Charlie Jude, JP Shed, Greg Parmalee to the B main. 20 cars make the show tonight, so it'll be very important to punch your ticket here through the heat races. Is large field. You don't want to have to go through the consolation as we take a look at the starting grid for heat race number 2. Outside of row number 4 in the 25, Michael Elledge. And to his inside, Dalton DeWert. Row number 3 in the 9, Brandon Geiswade on the outside, and the double 3 of Gary Offit to his inside. Row number 2 on the top shelf, the 63 of Clifford Driscoll, and his inside, the 1 of Dustin Turnage. Row number 1 for heat race number 2 on the high side, the 21 of Robert Andring, and to his inside, the 75 of Travis Creech. Travis, a man I'm familiar with here, but like I say, I hadn't seen him run up towards the front. Neat to see this side of some drivers. I had only known some of them through UMP style racing, and being able to see this side definitely neat. Is trying to refresh here. That's kind of why I'm dragging on being slow. Overlay not wanting to change. is we're gonna pop this out, fix it on your end first, then we'll worry about my end. There you guys go. Can we fix me as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time? I'll take a lot of work. I don't know if Mason can fix me. But the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Heat race number 2 underway. 10 laps to play. Great jump for the 75 and the one machine of Dustin Turnage. He hooks up as well. Follows him right on by. The 21, aka the 33 in that Grizzly machine. He's trying to lick the paws, nurse the wounds. We'll hold on and get back in line. Hold on to third for now, but he's got a car to the inside. Clifford Driscoll in the 63 and right to his outside. Your fast man in warm-ups, Brandon Geiswhite. Can Brandon find a way to get in that fourth and final transfer spot? Maybe not. As Dalton DeWert looks low, we got a battle for the lead. Travis Creech on the outside. Dustin Turnage taking a peek on the inside. Big slide job through 3 and 4. Crossover. Travis has it at the line. They bump going into 1. Dustin gets moved up the racetrack. That opens the door for Robert Andring. Gosh, you guys are killing me when those numbers don't match. I'm telling you till I learn these cars. I need you guys to match those numbers, but battle back again here. Dustin goes to the inside. Travis not able to cut under. He gets into the rear end. And man, that may be all she wrote if Dustin can hook it up through 3 and 4. 3 wide behind. Dalton on the bottom. Cliff in the middle. Robert upstairs as Travis Creech looks back to the inside. Gets into that turns 1 and 2 inside wall. Loses touch here with the leader. Gets a bump from Robert on the top shelf. He falls back to 5th. Dalton started this heat race 7th. Finds himself battling for 3rd here. Already in a transfer spot. How impressive do you get if you're the 82? Well, the answer is you always want more. He throws the slide job. Moves on up to P3. 3 laps to go for your leader. But man, oh man, the action is hot behind him. Travis trying to reel him in, but he's run out of time, and really, Dalton's running him down. He better hit his mark, so that 82 might get one more. With 2 laps to go, what kind of run can Dalton get down the backstretch? Does he think about throwing a move here? You see the leader almost getting to the inside wall through 3 and 4. White flag flies, and boy, you could almost put the front 3 under a blanket. Dustin slides up again. He's losing a lot of grip. Gonna be close, coming to the line. Final time through 3 and 4. Dustin Turnage wins heat race number 2. Travis Creech, Dalton DeWert, Clifford Driscoll, your advancees. Robert Andring, Brandon Geiswhite, Gary Offit, and Michael Elledge to the B main. As we get ready for heat race number 3 on the outside of row number 4 in the 316, Devin Hauer, and is inside the 98 of Michael Farmer. Row number 3 on the top shelf in the 26, Scott Rayom, and is inside the 43 of Peyton Anderson. Row number 2, the Raging Cajun Scooter. Chris Thibodeau lines up on the outside in the 44, and it is inside the 034 of Brandon Gibbs. Row number 1 for heat race number 3 on the outside, the 08 of Calvin Herring, and starting on the pole, the 117 of DPD's Price. Well, that time they didn't want to stack up and look like crap. That was nice of them to do. Good surprise. I was holding my breath clicking that over. We're going to roll around one more time. We don't see that green flag high just yet. Going to get a little bit more heat in the motors, but man, this is one I really only know, well, I guess 3 of the drivers, so this is one where Gonna get to learn a little bit about some drivers' styles here, see how aggressive they're willing to make it. In the heat races, are you willing to go out there and beat down someone's door, make an enemy? You may see them later in the feature. You're gonna do it, make it count, put them back there, make sure you're up towards the front. Or like I say, you may see them again, but as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time, the green flag is high, it's ready to fly. 10 laps to play in the clay at Volusia Speedway, heat race number 3. Good jump for the 117. Battle on behind. There's the 034 gets a shot. And Scott Rayome, he's got to check out Scooter, though. He rolls around on the outside. Oh, the 34 gets into the cage and gives him a shot. Scott Rayome gives him one back. He moves himself into that 4th and final transfer spot for about half a second. As he tightens up, slides up the racetrack, he falls back to the end. Here, P8, tough break for Scott Rayome, but Brandon Gibbs, and that 34, he holds on to that 4th and final transfer spot as Peyton Anderson and Devin Howard battle side by side. Peyton Anderson on the inside. Can they find the grip? The answer's no. And Devin Howard rolls that FTM machine, another FTM machine. Shaggy knows a lot of FTM drivers, but man, they grow like the weeds out here, just sprouting up everywhere. Another one, Devin Howard, he's going to have to be one to keep an eye on. They don't let just anybody slap the FTM on there, but it's got a ways to go here. Dee's Price out front, smooth as silk. 5 laps to go this time by Calvin Herring, trying to roll him in, but Chris Thibodeau able to take advantage of that early contact. The 34 got a bump from behind. Scooter did just that, scooted his way around the top shelf. But now, Brandon's able to reel him back in. How aggressive does Brandon get here? How bad does he want 3rd? Or does he just let it come to him here? As you see Scooter, does he take a big move? Does he throw a Hail Mary at Calvin Herring and maybe give up his chance at running in the top 3? Either way, all 4, well, we only get 3 because Dees is so far out front. But the top 4 pretty much locked in here as long as they behave. That's going to be the issue here, as long as they behave. I mean, you see these drivers in the back. Devin right now, where's Devin coming? Well, Devin's getting closer to that top 4, but with the white flag flying, oh, wow, you see him really send it in there. Boy, Devin is there. He's ready to play. Can he make one final move to get in the show? The answer's no. Gets into the inside wall through 1 and 2. Final time for your leader in the 117. DP takes hold. Heat race number 3. Calvin Herring, Chris Thibodeau, and Brandon Gibbs to the A-Main. Devin Howard, Peyton Anderson, Scott Rayome, and Michael Farmer to the consolation. Now, we're going to cheat here. So 4, yeah, okay, that would be right. 4 from each here. So I know it says C main. We're ignoring that. They're lying to us. It's not a C main. We split the field up. We're running 2 B mains. 4 from each transfer. So we've got 6 cars in this field. Outside of row number 3, rounding out the field, the 25 of Michael Elledge, and is inside the 26 of Scott Rayome. Row number 3, the double deuce of Charlie Jude. They're there inside the 9 of Brandon Geiswhite. Row number 1 for your first of 2 B mains here at the Volusia Speedway. To the outside, the 316 of Devin Howard. And it is inside the 92 of Casey Chavez. Now, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to clear it. I say to his inside, until, I've talked to you. I am not trying to be that guy or, create that kind of trouble. I don't know if you're male or female, so please don't get upset with the broadcaster here until, he really knows if I'm doing something wrong and you really want me to change it, the pronunciation of your name, anything like that. let me know. I'm very, very happy and willing to do it. In fact, I like it. I don't like looking like an idiot out here. So always open and willing to adjust. You just got to let me know, and I'm not going out of my way to offend you or upset you. But the green flag is high. It's ready to fly. B main number 1 underway. 15 laps to play. Now this is going to be the important battle here. We're going to watch Charlie here, that double deuce, a.k.a. 1. They're in that 4th and final transfer spot. Can they hold on here? The battle rages on in front. Only 5 drivers, no call from Michael Elledge, so only one of the cars on the racetrack getting sent home. Who's it going to be? Your guess is as good as mine. I definitely wouldn't have guessed that it was Scott Rayon getting sent home here early. I mean, he's going to hope for their may do it here. 3 wide for the lead. Unbelievable. You're in the show. Doesn't matter to them. You always want to race hard. No contact, but as close as you can get. New leader out front, Devin Howard. Now his FTM teammate there in the 4 has just got to get on the move, but Charlie and the double deuce doing their best here to hold off the 26. As we see the battle for P2, Geis White to the inside, Casey to the outside. Can Childers get a big enough run here going down the backstretch? The answer's no. The 18 could have thrown the slider, still waiting. Gonna keep the lane open, but man, feel free to shut that door, Brandon, as you move on up to P2. Battle on Scott Rayon, moves himself into the 4th and final transfer spot. Charlie looks out of that, excuse me, can't look out of the rearview mirror that well. You look out the front windshield and just watching that 444 kind of drive off here. He's getting a little smaller and smaller every lap. Charlie's going to have to figure something out, but you know, with the open setups, there's always that maybe you just didn't nail the gear. Maybe you set up for the heat races and the track's just progressed a little more than you thought. But out front, Devin Howard controlling the main number 1. Brandon Geiswhite trying to ruffle the feathers though a little bit. Get back up here and win this thing. Personally, I'm in the show. I'm going to behave, but these guys, you got to flex those muscles. You want to go. Brandon Geiswhite reeling him in. Got it right to that 3/10 flat marker last time. Down in the .2s now coming out of 4. Brandon with a quick race car, but I don't know. The speed differential just doesn't look like it's there unless he's willing to move him up out of the way, or Devin Howard leaves him that much room. The 316 really floating it upstairs. Brandon to the inside, side by side here with 4 laps to go. Oh, side by side there at the line. The 316 just holds on, but man, oh man. Brandon really flexing his muscles downstairs. Surprising to see it work. I thought we'd see drivers really want that high side, hammer it down on the top shelf, but man, interesting transition. Bottom's starting to come together here. Brandon thinks about throwing it in, makes contact with that wall, and as the white flag flies, one more trip around. Devin Howard, Brandon Geiswhite, Casey Childers, and Scott Rayon looking to be the 4 that are going to make it to the show here without a big Hail Mary. Charlie, you see on the inside, able to get a little closer. But Charlie Jude's going to be the one packing it up and going home, along with the 25 of Michael Elledge. As we get ready for your second and final B main, inside of row number 4, the 4 of Greg Parma. Outside of row number 3 in the number 98, the Michael Farmer machine, and it is inside the 06 of JP Shed. Row number 2 to the outside in the 33, Gary Offit, and is inside the 43 of Peyton Anderson. Row number 1 for your second and final B main to the outside, the 3 of Tyler Welch, and is inside in the 21, Robert Andrews. At least it's resetting a little easier now. I'm gonna give it that. That first time, man, oh man, it did not want to behave for us and reset. But looks okay. The green flag is high. It's ready to fly. Your second and final B main underway. Let's go play 15 laps to be a final 4 driver here. And right now, Gary Offit, the man on the outside, looking in the 94. He sees side by side in front of him JP with a slide job. Tyler Welch back to the inside. And oh, Gary Offit with a mistake there going down the front stretch. Michael Farmer moves up into the top 5, and he wants to make the show here. He's got one more spot he's got to gain. As the 98 rolls around, you see the leader out front in the 33, Robert Andring, setting the pace, but the 43 of Peyton Anderson getting to know him here early. Can Peyton find a way on by? Man, it's another case of it looks like your top 4 drivers right now, if they behave, a case of they are who they are. Michael Farmer really going to have to put the head down. Let's go off the nose here, the 98. You're looking at the gap, about 3/4 of a second, 0.66 now. Now up to 0.84, so I mean he's making up time on entry, but just not a lot of drive off for this 98 at the moment. Gonna hope for a little contact up front. He may get it. They're side by side once again, coming to 10 to go. Peyton Anderson on the inside, Robert Andring upstairs. Now they swap here in 1 and 2. Andring upstairs through 3 and 4. They really do like separate spots, but it's a case of if you're Peyton Anderson, you got to go where he's not if you want to find a way. I want to follow him here through 1 and 2. That seems like the dominant spot on the racetrack. When you get this big run now, you take a peek to the inside. You stick that nose out there. You try to force the 21 of Robert Andring into a mistake. But while you do this, you want to be quick about it because here comes the 06 of JP Shed as the battle for the lead heats up through 3 and 4. Can't throw a slide job just yet. 7 laps to go. Now, got to go back upstairs here. Got to build the momentum back up. But JP's loving that slider line through 1 and 2, finding a lot of speed. And we're going to have to see if JP can find a way around his teammate. Maybe gave him the cheat code here. Now he's going to go up to the top shelf as his teammate tries that slider line through 1 and 2. Floats up. Does he throw it in deep? He had the chance, didn't do it. Robert Andring hammers down the outside. And you got to think it's a case of, you know, these guys, well, never mind. They're going 3 wide. I was going to say, you got yourself in the show, your tickets punched. Why overdo it? But man, oh man, slide job for the lead as JP moves on up to P2. Andring, not sure what happened there, if he kissed the wall going down the backstretch, entering 3. But really lost the handle on that thing, and Tyler Welch all by himself, P4. Michael Farmer not gonna have a good rest of the night here, I don't think. He may be loading that thing up in the trailer early unless he gets some help. As you see, popsicle sticks in the air, 2 more trips around for your leader in the 43, Peyton Anderson. Started 3rd. Good, smooth race out of Peyton. Worked hard, hacked at it. Well, still being aggressive there. Jumps the cushion coming out of 4 as they see the white flag fly. Robert Andring, though, he's not going away just yet. He knew he had a quick race car. One mistake. He opened the door for those 2. He tried to come back, but ran out of time. Checkered flag waves, and Peyton Anderson, JP Shed, Robert Andring, and Tyler Welch to the A main. Michael Farmer, Greg Parmley, and Gary Offer. Well, they're going to have to load it up and try her again next week. As we take a look here, we cheat with this because Daryl Bass, that's right. Turnage, Bass, Turnage, Price. Okay, in that order. That's the way we're going to do this thing. If we find them in the Discord. And now we try to find the drivers here and get a word with them. We got the Bass man here, wins heat race number 1. Daryl, Shaggy in the booth, man. You got a copy?
Gotcha.
Well, man, first heat race of the season. Able to bring it home. How you feeling? What are the chances like for the Bass man here the rest of the way this evening?
Oh man, I don't I just hope the feature set put together is as good as the heat. My teammate won heat 3 D's, so luckily we found a little bit of speed early.
Yeah, now what are we thinking here as this thing wears out? Do we get a bottom groove rolling in the middle maybe late, or is it gonna be, pedal to the metal, let's burn that cushion down upstairs?
Man, one good thing about this track is, especially in a 40-lap race, the line's going to change, I figure, at least a couple of times. Bottom may be there, top, slider line, so it's all about being comfortable searching.
Well, hey, Bass man, we'll be rooting for you. Good luck the rest of the way, Daryl, and hopefully I'm talking to you at the end of this thing.
Yeah, I appreciate it, man. I just want to thank Premier Setups and my team owner, Damien, at ESS. He's pushed me to be a better driver, man. Hopefully I can talk to you here in a little bit.
I'll look forward to it, man. Good luck. There's Daryl Bass, your heat race number 1 winner. We'll bring up the winner here in heat race number 2, Dustin Turnage. Hey, Shaggy up in the booth, man. You got a copy? Yellow?
Yes, sir. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good, man. Well, you're going to start on the outside of the front row here for the feature. How's the car feel? Have we taken any laps out there in warm-ups?
Yeah, we did. We got a little bit. Not feeling too confident right now. It's not horrible, but it could definitely be better.
Now, what's something, obviously you don't want to give away all your secrets, but if you're adjusting the car here at the last minute on the fly, what's the most you can really do? Are we thinking a gear change, or what are we trying to do?
I'm not really too sure. I don't run these prolates a lot. I run mainly the supers. I play around with the Packer a little bit, but nothing crazy.
Well, hey, Dustin, you started your night off about as well as you could, winning heat race number 2, man. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing. Good luck the rest of the way.
Appreciate it.
It's Dustin Turnage, and now we're going to bring up your winner of heat race number 3. D's, let's see if I can find him. There we go. Well, man, you start off the season about as well as you can here. Your teammate wins heat race number 1. You bring home heat race number 3, man. How you feeling?
Oh, yeah, man, it feels good. I ain't never raced with Outlaw Dirt Series. This will be my first full season if I can make all the races. But, yeah, pretty cool to see your teammate take one heat race win and you take the next. And excited for the feature, man. I'm really excited for it.
Yeah, no, obviously it's Volusia, man. It's one of those tracks where you get the glory of a lot of lanes, but do you think we're going to see maybe a top dominant racetrack, or do you think we're going to see people roll that inside?
I don't know, man. It's when Volusia slicks off, it gets pretty racy. Things can get crazy. So me personally, I'm a bottom feeder, but if I got to get on the top, I will.
No, speaking of Volusia, man, it's famous for that slider line through 3 and 4. Are we seeing a lot of drivers use that here in warm-ups? Do you think that's going to be a line that maybe the leader wants to use?
Right before you pulled me up, I was out on the track testing some stuff. I found a line I really like. Obviously, I probably won't say it on here just for my benefit,
I don't
but
blame you.
slider line is usually the quickest way around here when it's slick. But guess we'll see here in a couple minutes.
Well, hey, DP, man, starting on the inside of row number 2. Good luck the rest of the way. Hopefully we're talking to you at the end of this thing.
Appreciate y'all, man. Thank you.
That's D's Price, winner of heat race number 3 here is, boy, man, that was about perfect. We get ready to roll in to our grid here for tonight's feature as I mute myself really quick and cough. We try to come back down here, starting on the outside of row number 10. On the top shelf, the 3 of Tyler Welch, and is inside the 26 of Scott Rayome. Row number 9 on the outside, the 21 of Robert Andring, and is inside the 92 of Casey Childers. JP Shed takes the 06 and lines up on the outside of row number 8, and they're inside the 9 of Brandon Geiswhite. To the outside of row number 7, the 43 of Peyton Anderson, and lining up on the inside, the 316 of Devin Howard. Row number 6 on the top shelf, the 034 of Brandon Gibbs, and his inside, the 63 of Clifford Driscoll. Row number 5 to the outside, the 11 of Mark Gifford, and it is inside the 44 of Scooter Chris Thibodeau. Row number 4 on the top shelf, the 82 of Dalton DeWert, and it is inside the 23 of Willie Cuddy. Row number 3 to the outside, the 08 of Calvin Herring, and it is inside the 75 of Travis Creech. Row number 2 on the top shelf, the Magic Ant-Man Anthony Morano and the 32, and his inside, the 117 of D's Price. Row number 1 for your pro late model feature at the Volusia Speedway. On the outside, the 1 of Dustin Turnage, and starting on the pole, the 90 of Daryl Bass, the Outlaw Dirt Series Pro late model set to kick off. Well, of course, hey, your leaderboard looks absolutely fantastic. Why doesn't mine look the same as yours? Here as we roll through 3 and 4 for the final time. The green flag is high. Boy, is she ready to fly. 40 laps to play in the clay at Volusia Speedway. Oh, bouncing out right away. Dustin Turnage with a rough start, but they're 4 wide behind. Look at Scooter on the inside. Are they going to make it? Dalton gets bounced out. He gets pushed out pretty quick. Oh boy, he's coming back. He may not have liked that in the 82. He gets another shot as the 75 slides up front. But Cuddy looking to the inside. He goes 2 for 1. He gets on the binders trying to keep it down there. Wants to keep that moisture coming off of 4. And the 23 up 3 spots early up into the top 4. Top 3 pulling away here, though, is the Bassman out front. Got the Magic Ant-Man P2 and DP rolling around there in 3rd. As the caution flag flies for the first time, Travis Creech in the 75 involved. Keep an eye here on that 75. He's on the top shelf right now. 3, a little almost 4 wide. He runs out of room. Ramps up over the backstretch here. And Travis Creech, caution flag flies. Is he able to get it off the wall? Probably not going to have to tow that thing. Well, that may be all she wrote for the 75, but out front, the Bassman hooking up early. Trying to drive away. Anthony Morano not going to allow it. The Ant-Man always quick. Well, if I had the Ant-Man in Discord. That's another thing too, guys. I'm telling you. I'm polite. If you're involved in a caution, I will not pull you up. Trust me. I may seem like a cool, nice guy. Anthony, those guys will tell you, I am a hothead when you put me in this race car. I can get upset very fast. I tend to yell at people without looking at the replays first and realizing that it was my fault, not theirs. So I'm the last person to pull a driver up when they're in a situation like that. I think it maybe make them look reflective in any bad type of way. But if you're ever interested, the mid-race interviews, I'll be quick about it under caution. Just if you're a driver moving up to the field, feel free to get these guys to add servers or team names, team rooms. I can pull you guys up for mid-race interviews. Frankly, I enjoy it. Don't know about the people watching, but it's always nice to get the driver's point of view here as they roll around. But the green flag's high. It's ready to fly. Lap number 4 underway as the boys get back in play here at Volusia Speedway. DP with a slide job there, able to slide up in front of the Ant-Man, and here comes the 23. He moves on up from 5th to 2nd, or 4th to 2nd there on that restart. But man, they're 3 wide behind. 2 rows, looky there. JP on the inside in the 06. 4 wide behind him through 1 and 2. Oh man, Geiswijk, he backed out of that pretty quick. He wanted to lead the race another day. Let's hop on the nose, man. Let's watch him play. Look at it, 4 wide up the road. Dalton on the outside. He gets pounced into the outside wall. He's going to go on by. Geiswijk, Dalton looking for a caution here as he's stuck on the outside wall. We got a pretty good view of it. Just running out of real estate up there on the top shelf. And try to jump up here into the drone camera. You see I'm 4 wide. This one floating up, and there wasn't room to float up. The drivers tried to make room for, I believe that was Hauer, Devin Hauer. So I would imagine Dalton, yeah, I do see the FTM there on the car. That ends up Hauer definitely probably not doing that on purpose. But wow, okay, I did go back live. Dalton just now towed that thing. He was trying to get it off the wall. Couldn't get it to work. Has to tow it. Just like that. May have to hang it up and give her another go next week. Here is the lights still on the pace truck, so he's got time to roll around here. Possibly get back out on the racetrack. I'm also, too, all the boys know me here, I'd say, for the most part. I'm normally a pretty talkative guy, but if you go back and look at my last 2 shows here, I'm feeling a little better, but man, you may hear it in my voice. I'm trying to cover it up. My throat is about shot, so trying to save the voice as much as I can here for the exciting moments. Don't mean to be so quiet, but just trying to let the throat recover here under caution, and looks like they're extending cautions anyway to get drivers back on the lead lap. So nobody needs to hear from me constantly, nor I believe wants to hear from me constantly. Just see if the lights go off on the pace truck this time. They do. We'll see if they kick them back on, or we actually do decide to go green here this time. His lights still are off, so we should be back and ready to play this time by. 2 cautions here through the first 7. Drivers looking to settle down here as the pace truck pulls off. The Bassman drops the hammer. We're back underway. Can DP find a way on back by Anthony Morano? The answer is no. Anthony with a much better 1 and 2, able to stick with the leader. DP thought about sending it in deep. Anthony tightens up through 3 and 4. That opens the door, and Price moves on up to P2 as they're 3-4 wide again. Boy, oh boy. Drivers come in hot and heavy here. Hauer on the bottom trying to move his way on up. Hauer started 13th up to 6th. Almost cracking that top 5. JP Shed on the move. Started 16th up to 8th. He's got one down to his inside. Trying to pull him back to 9th. That's Driscoll. Can Driscoll find a run? And here comes Cuddy back on the outside as the 34. Couldn't tell who that was because the paint job doesn't match. Or it's 034. Never mind, it does match. Shaggy's blind. That's Brandon Gibbs there. Oh, he slots up. Car goes around. We're under caution one more time. Peyton Anderson ends up on the lid and starts going down the front stretch. We'll have to see if we can get a good view here of what happened. So Peyton just gets crowded up in the wall, but maybe makes that move a little too late. You know, I mean, you do have the fender there, but not much more than that. And at this point, you're trying to survive here. You got to get to the end. A long way to go. And if you're getting too aggressive early, making moves like that, you can end up there on pit road, having a tow. And, well, that's going to ruin your night. So, got to live and learn here. Realize sometimes you got to suck it up and let the guy go on by, live to race another day. Not always easy. It goes against the instincts a lot of times, but I would say more times than not, if you lift out of that throttle, you crack it, you hang around, you'll end up going around that person again in a couple more laps. You just got to let it come back. So if you're out there watching, let us know who you're rooting for tonight. So let's get that chat box going a little bit. Hit the like button, hit that subscribe button. Don't miss a show here on Shaggy TV. As lights are off on the pace truck, should be going back green this time. Still a long, long way to go here. So drivers got to settle down. Jets, behave if they want to make moves. Gonna have to let it come to you, but Devin Howard, man. Howard, he's one of the guys making it. So is JP Shed. They are on the move, but the caution flag flies one more time. And, well, I'm not too sure. Maybe they are counting on purpose, maybe by accident. I mean, I don't mind, especially caution number 4 here, but it looks like caution laps possibly counting unless my software doesn't want to behave. But let's go back here. We had to scroll back. No, there it goes. It changed back to 13, so it just didn't want to update those back-to-back cautions, messed it up. But let's see. There's just a slowdown in front of him. Travis gets into him, going to turn a little bit sideways, and then there's just going to be a pile up. Bump, bump. Goes around, and, well, guys in the back. Sometimes it's not hard, or it's not easy to check up in time, and I think that's a case of what we saw there. Drivers just not showing patience here early. Under caution for the 4th time. I think we saw a driver there root around the inside, getting back on the lead lap. All fine and dandy. But just behave yourself out there. The more guys on the lead lap, the harder they're going to run here, especially in the back. But you got to be calm. You got to let it come to you. Got to owe these guys up front a good race here. Let them battle it out. We'll see if we can find a good run here. Long green flag run this time. Had 4 cautions so far as the pace truck ready to pull off. The Bassman ready to drop the hammer on the outside. He's gone. The Ant-Man trying to keep up. Let's see here. Drivers behaving so far. We get to the line. Oh, man. I jumped back a little too quick. This group, they're ready to battle. They thought about it again already. They were 3 wide. They're back to 3 wide. Boy, oh boy, JP Shed on the move in the 06. Slide job on Scooter. He comes back down. He's the meat in the sandwich here as we got a blinker there in the 034. Brandon Gibbs, welcome back. Still side by side. These guys battling hard here. The 34 of Gibbs. He's able to slot in line now. He closes that gap, but the 23 fits right back under, looking to go back 3 wide. Willie Cuddy, can he make a move? He was running up towards the front earlier. Got into that outside wall. You saw him sink. You know he's got pace, but can he keep it together here if we can get a long green flag run? The Ant-Man looking to the inside, battle for the lead. Can Anthony Morano find a way to dethrone the Bassman? The Ant-Man loves going low and slow on that inside. Well, he likes going low. I don't know about slow. He finds that moisture down there better than almost anyone. And here comes his teammate in the 316, taking a peek on that 117. Not able to pull that fender to the inside just yet, but he is all over the tail tank of DP. Thibodeau, Scooter on that outside, the 63 of Driscoll down low. Can Cliff find a way on by? Not at the line. You want that run upstairs off of 4. Thibodeau showed you why. Full of steam. Turnage jumps the cushion. He's going to lose 1, maybe 2 spots if Driscoll can slide on by. Not just yet. Turnage with a good run off. But Driscoll able to stay low as Anthony Morano takes 1 more peek. He's there through 3 and 4. What kind of run can he find coming off the corner? The answer's not much of one. He's going to have to slot back in line. That allows the 117. He's got to get on the binders. Devin gets into the back of him. They all live to race another day, but that could have been a bad one here. It was close going into 1 and 2. Oh, the Ant-Man, he took a peek upstairs. Got the door closed hard into the outside wall. Oh, Dalton slams into him after a late caution and not enough time to react. But the Ant-Man battling for the lead all of a sudden finds himself sitting on pit road. Try to go upstairs. No, there's clearly contact here. Let's rewind it a little bit. Try and see where Anthony's at on the racetrack. Doing a good job. I mean, you can see him there holding at the slick. He's holding his line. There's a bit of net code. I mean, there was going to be a little bit of contact, but it really snapped Anthony's car up. I don't think that was anything malicious from the Bassman. Dalton just doesn't see his teammate up high. He slams in, goes for a wild ride in the 82. Well, we got 2 FTM cars. They're sitting on pit road. It's going to be an expensive week in the garage for Full Throttle Motorsports. See if the lights go off on the pace truck this time, or I'm gonna roll around one more time. I think the lights are off. Should go back racing here. Be single file the rest of the way, I think. Well, Daryl, he was feeling the pressure from the Ant-Man. They make a little contact. Anthony pays the price, and now that teammate's running 1-2. But Anthony has a teammate there in P3, and how aggressive does Devin get? Is, well, actually, they click the lights back on here, and extend it one more time. We'll see if the lights stay off here, if we're going to go back. Looks like we're back racing here. 16 laps to play at Volusia Speedway over the Labor weekend. And here with a long green flag run. It's the only way anybody's going to get to go play with your leader here is DP looks to the inside. He knows he's got to go because that 316 is coming quick, and here comes Scooter. I warn you, every race that I do, this man scoots his way on up into the top 5. 15 laps to go, sitting in P4. Good race for the double 4. Battle for the lead, side by side, as the 117 tries to roll that inside. Good run off of 2. Lot of moisture downstairs. Pulls even on the entry, and with 13 laps to go, Daryl Batch just too strong on that top shelf, and we're under caution for the 6th time. Let's see here, Cuddy in the 23, and that top shelf just gets into the outside wall. Up and over, and that's going to do it for the 23. Trying to work the bugs, or work the kinks out here. 6 cautions so far. Drivers just unfamiliar with each other here in the early stages of the season. Expect a couple mishaps here until we learn everybody's tendencies. Maybe, some guys drive in a little deeper than others. But definitely more enemies made this evening, I'd say, than friends here at the Volusia Speedway. As the lights are off on the pace truck, should go back green this time. Lights are still off. Green flag's high. It's ready to fly. 12 laps left at the Volusia Speedway as we're back underway. Well, it didn't last long. Not too sure what happened here. As we'll try and rewind this. Just an iRacing caution, I'd assume. Or, I mean, a admin caution, I'd assume, because everybody looks okay on the racetrack. Nobody wrecks. But somebody didn't like something, and the caution flag flies here for the 7th time. Rolling around here at the Volusia Speedway. Hopefully the drivers put enough gas in the car. A lot of cautions here this evening. So doing a lot of extra laps here. I've seen that come into play before. You're flirting too close with that fuel level. May come back and bite you here. That's not the way you want to see your race go down. So hopefully you game plan for it. You can't come in on dirt and add fuel while you're racing. So hopefully the drivers are prepared. We're not gonna have any surprises here as the green flag is high. 11 laps to go and we drop the hammer. As well, you see that restart there. That's going to be questionable there. A bunch of people jumped the gun. Man. Well, I'm not too sure who's the biggest beneficiary out of that, but the front two, they get to walk away a little bit. A lot of battling here. 4 wide. Going into 1. Is this going to stick? Car on the inside wall there. Who was that? I believe that was Childers there in the 92. Pretty hard hit in the inside wall. I thought they were going to lose a bunch of spots. Only ends up being 3, maybe 4. Take a look up in front of them. Scooter there in the in the middle, 3 wide. Geisweit to the inside. The 63 of Driscoll ripping that outside line. As the front 4 single file here with 8 to go. If you're Brandon and Devin, you gotta work together to reel these 2 in, but they both want the podium. You know that's not gonna happen. And Price and Bass just want this thing to stay green. There's Price. I was caught slipping. It must have been on a restart or something when the caution came out, or I just missed it. I don't see it in the software, the pass for the lead, but I'm telling you, I remember the Bass man being out front. We're going to have to figure this thing out here as we roll around 5 laps to go. Look at Childers stuck on the outside, 3 wide. Now in the middle, 3 wide, as you see. I believe that's Gifford in the outside with the number not matching. It is. He has a little hiccup on that top shelf. Scooter gets a bump now. He's able to straighten it up. But Shed, man, relentless, gets into him one more time. On the bottom 3, now 4 wide. He slopes up. They're going to run out of room. Childers able to make a little bit of room. But boy, oh boy, with 3 laps to go, these guys are battling hard, and there's the Ant-Man back on the racetrack with a slide job at the bottom of your screen. 2 laps to go. Your leader in the 117. Can DP hold on? Teammates out front running 1, 2. As we go down the backstretch, they just want everyone to behave. They want to sail this thing off into the sunset as the white flag flies. One more trip around. Price. New to me, not gonna be new for long. Gonna get to know him real well here soon. Final time through 3 and 4. D's Price brings home the checkered flag here in week number 1 for the Outlaw Dirt Series Pro Lane models. Daryl Bass P2 and Devin Howard rounds out your podium. Brandon Gibbs, P4. Driscoll rounds out the top 5. Geiswhite, Turnage, Gifford, Thibodeau, and Childers, your top 10. Started out a little bit slow there. Lots of cautions in the beginning, but I told you, if you could give these guys some green flag racing, man, it looks good. Drivers just got to lift every now and then, behave. We saw it there at the end. Drivers being forgiving there, running 4 wide, lifting out when they needed to. And we were treated to a good finish here at the Volusia Speedway. We're going to give drivers a minute or 2 here to catch their breath. Pull them up in the Discord, and, well, actually, to be honest with you, it looks like they are waiting on me. So let's get our cameras up here. Let's get a word with our drivers. When we find that camera, there we go. Devin Howard in the 316, able to bring home P3. And, well, Devin, the name's Shaggy. Nice to meet you. You're probably the only FTM driver I haven't talked to yet. Man, how many of them are you?
Oh, yeah, quite a few.
Well, Devin, you're right up there in the top 3. It seemed like you had a little something there before that final caution, but the way that restart just went, all you had to hold on there to the top 3. It was a tough break.
Yeah, man, it was good race for sure. That I made a run from 13th, and yeah, that restart didn't help me out at all. So I was out of all the cautions we had, I didn't want any of them. But when you need them, you don't get them, and when you don't want them, you get them. So I was hoping for one, but it was a good race all the way around for me. Wish there was less cautions, but you'll have that on some nights. So yeah, it was good.
Yeah, especially here, week number 1, drivers not all familiar with each other. But, man, we're going to change the subject here because, Devin, how in the heck do I pronounce that hometown? Wapakoneta? Did I do that right?
It's Wapakoneta, or Wapak for short.
Okay, all right. Sounds good. Well, congratulations here, Devin. I'm sure this isn't going to be the last time I talk to you, brother. Good P3. Who you want to thank?
Yeah, I got to thank all the guys at FTM, Scott, Dalton, and Anthony for coming out and racing tonight. Dean at Super Dirt Car Series, DJ Sim Shop, Getting After Motorsports, Do Pro Performance, and you guys for broadcasts and the whole league deal and everything else. I appreciate it.
Man, shame on Dean. They pull all those trailers there for that auto show that they're at. You're telling me he couldn't have fit the sim rig in one of them? You're gonna have to get on Dean about that. But hey, great run, Devin, and I look forward to talking to you again, man.
Yeah, he should have thrown it in the semi. Thanks,
I know,
man.
that's what I'm saying. He had so much room. The man had no excuse. I mean, he could have been racing while he was selling stuff. But like I say, Devin, great job, man. You're a lot of fun to talk to. Can't wait to do it again.
Thanks, brother.
That's Devin Howard, your P3 finisher. And, well, the Bass man was running out front for a good majority of the race, but his teammate in the 117 finds a way on by. But week number 1, Daryl, I'm sure you're happy with a P2 finish, man. What's going through your mind?
They put these ahead of me. I apparently jumped the start by a car length. But hey, 1-2 finish for
Okay, so
Team
that's
USA.
why the caution came out. All right, I was speechless. I was wondering what was going on. It didn't look too bad to me, but okay, that's the ruling. I was wondering what happened there. I was kind of speechless.
Yeah, man, they said I jumped it. I'd probably be more mad than I am, but my teammate won it. We swept it. Couldn't be more proud of these and the team that we got, man, at over there at ESS.
Yeah, I mean, and you dominate there pretty much at the end. You're able to drive away, and is that something we can maybe come to expect here as the season goes on? Do you feel like you're more comfortable as the as the track slicks off? Excuse me.
I wouldn't say that, man. I hit on something I found here, and I told Dees before the race, I was like, man, I set it up for the long game. So just save some tire, and we'll be good at the end.
Well, hey man, the car looked like it was on rails tonight. Good P2 finish. Congratulations, Bass man. Who you want to thank?
Oh man, I just thank my teammates at Elite Sim Sports, Damian, Brett, Brandon, Dees, Mark, JJ, all them guys, man. We push each other. Premier setups. Uh, we kind of do our own thing with those. They put out good sets, but we just tweak them, man. Richard's a smart guy. 511 race wraps, Jackson, Whittington, and man, thank these guys for putting this on. It's actually a lot more fun than officials.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Daryl. Look forward to doing a lot more of these with you. Good luck the rest of the way, bud.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
That's your P2 finisher, Daryl Bass. And now we're going to bring up the man who inherited the lead off that mistake of his teammates. But, Dees, that's all you needed, man. You didn't look back. You bring home week number 1. How you feeling?
Man, I feel awesome, dude. That is so much relief off of me. Um, tough luck for Daryl there, man. I hate it for him. But I'm just glad one of us could bring it home, Yeah, just tough luck for him, but glad we could get it done.
Well, I mean, you're able to come in here. The teammates 1-2 big stamp on tonight. And Daryl had said, he's going to try to run this for points, make his every race he can. Can we expect the same out of the 117? You looking to be here every Friday night?
That is the plan. I plan to race every race of this series. Starting off, saw it, joined it, whatever. I didn't think I'd be able to make it, but from what it looks like now, I may be in the run for the points. So I'm gonna give it a shot.
Well, hey, man, we're looking forward to it. I mean, I call a lot of leagues, and those FTM guys, the one you made finish third, they normally don't finish there. They normally finish up towards the front. So it's going to be nice to see two boys go out here, give them some competition. I'm looking for it. Looking forward to a DP. Hell of a race tonight, man. Who you want to thank?
Oh yeah, all the guys in the Discord, Elite Sim Sports, that's our team. Daryl, Mark, Damian, Brandon, Brett, all of them in the Discord, man. I couldn't do it without them. Daryl tests sets every week. He practices with them. Also like to thank Premier Racing Setups, Richard Murtaugh over there. Premier, them sets are on Dig. Y'all go check them out. 511 Race Wraps, Jackson Whittington. He does a pretty good job. Super quality guy. And that should be it right there, man.
Well, hey, hell of a run, Dees, and with the way this car looked tonight, I'm sure you're going to have plenty more chances to ring off those sponsors. Hell of a job, man. Look forward to talking to you again.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And that's your feature winner here, week number 1 for the Outlaw Dirt Series in the Pro Late Models, the 117 of Dees Price. Maybe not the way he anticipated on winning tonight, but hey, man, you'll take it how you can get it. Able to nab the lead with his teammate's mistake on the early restart. And, well, as we roll into next week, we'll have a set of teammates at the top of the points lead, but 12 weeks, long way to go, 11 more races, and we hope you join us for all of them here on Shaggy TV. On behalf of the owners at the Outlaw Dirt Series, we'd like to thank you for tuning in. I'm Zach Chapman with Shaggy TV, signing off. Have a good evening.